welcome back to the garden. I'm just doing some maintenance today. If you are new to my channel, my name is Tisha. Welcome. So I'm just out here today. I smell like onions and basil. I am doing pest check, and I don't think you guys have ever seen me do that. So periodically I'll come out here and just check on plants. I look for leaf miners, worms, aphids, you name it. So today I'm just under here, and although this is a screen area outside of everything else that's outside in the garden, you know, in and out, bugs fly in here. They come right behind you. So I'm looking at my basil and I see some weird stuff. You see that little beauty right there? I don't know what that is, but it's coming off of here. Okay, so we're gonna get that off of there. So typically what I do a lot of handwork. I pick things off. This is trying to crawl away, and I try to squish them. I don't want to squish them on my plant, but I try to squish them, whatever those little bugs are. I don't have my gloves on, but this one just crawled off of here. I dropped it, but I was gonna squish it, and there's a spider right behind it. Well, I'm gonna leave you on there. You can stay. So if there's any other bugs on here, he'll eat it, hopefully. I don't know if you can see him. A little spider. I know I'm scaring you and bothering you. It's on there, but I'm gonna leave the spider. The spider can stay, but that other little creature, that cannot. So what else am I doing? I had some onions in the house. That stuff is still flying around me because I got these onions in my lap. I had some onions in the fridge that are kind of past their lifetime. So what I'm doing now is I have seeds, but instead of using all my seeds, I'm gonna use the roots of these lovelies and go and plant them. So that's what I'm doing with these right here. So sometimes you have green onion and you buy it, and you know it gets past its time, and I might have to put my gloves on. It gets past the time, and then you find yourself, the old me would have tossed them out. Well, we ain't seen her in forever. So what I do now is that when I have them like that, I just cut them up. Oh, I see y'all. Oh yeah, we gotta plant some stuff here, y'all. Yeah, these little plants are so thirsty. My goodness, I just gave them water and the water gone already. But it's time to plant them. They're getting bigger now and they require a little bit more. So I am going to move kind of out of the sun a little bit. I'm still in it, but just out of it just a little bit. Move that basil over. I don't want my spider friend getting any ideas since I'm sitting over here. Y'all, these leaf miners, this is the year of leaf miner. I have to say that because the leaf miners are such a pain this year on my seedlings. Like I've noticed that with my little plants. Yeah, they've really just, I don't know what their problem is. Like, why y'all can't find something else to go chew on? Why do you have to take my little baby plants? So I've noticed that this year. I've seen them here before, but this year has been real bad. So what else am I doing out here? I'm also checking my cabbages and other plants for the leaf miner activity, and also to make sure that if there's anything that need to come off of there like this, you know, we don't need this in the garden. And just checking for things. But I'll tell y'all, my garlic is struggling down here, and I figured out why. This area where I have them, it's these little bugs, like the ones I showed you guys when I planted the cabbage. They were in the soil. I figured out how they're getting in here. We have a drain that's in between our pavers for our deck area, where excess water on the deck, it goes through there. And I'm looking here and I'm seeing little bugs just crawling all through here, and it's right over here where my plants are. So I figured out now where those little bugs were coming from, and that's where they're coming from. So this is the little drain here. So look at them. They're so tiny. You probably can't see them, but they're coming through here, and that's how they're getting on my plants. But look at the little leaf miner stuff, y'all. They just won't leave my plants alone. That one still probably will be a good one. This one too, that one. I mean, y'all, look at that one. If I can get 5 or 6 of these, I will be a happy camper. I will be very, very happy. Because as soon as they get bigger, then I'm just going to plant some more, because we eat bok choy, we eat a lot of cabbage. So, but yeah, this is what I'm doing, just checking for pests. Look how beautiful this is. I would have loved to have gotten a couple of these that actually did something. So yeah, anything that I see that's not supposed to be, I just kind of take care of it early so things don't fester. But those are a little droopy over there because of the heat today, but in the morning they'll be standing back tall again. They just, go back and forth because it is hot today. I don't know why, but it is. So anyway, what I was saying, like my little green onion, I know I'm not going to use this. So when it gets to the stage where it's just that browning, I take this little piece here. Bugs flying all over the place. They love onion. And I just take this. So that's what we're going to plant. We're going to get rid of this stuff here. This is the stuff where you have your vegetable bin in the refrigerator. And this is like you go to the bottom and then you put stuff on top and you forget that it's there. That's what happened here. So we're going to do those. And when I'm finished with these, I'll take you over to our little, what was my onion area. It still is my onion area, but we are going to revamp it and do it with these. And then I had some seeds that I started. Let me show you guys. In the house, they're turnips. And I was going to put them out, and my mind just took me all over the place. So they actually sprouted, y'all. And I don't really have a designated spot just yet to put them, but I'm going to. They sprouted. These are turnip seeds. And I think I'm going to sit them in the middle of the onion. I'm going to do something different over there. I'm going to sit them in the middle. And then I'm going to put these all around it. I'm still going to make that an onion area. So the circular grow bed that I have over there now, I had already had a plan to put 2 over there. So what I think I'm going to do is put these nice little seedlings for turnips in the middle. And I'm going to dress the onions around it. And then I'm going to get my other grow bin over there. And then we're going to put more onions, like my bulb onion. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me cut this up because I have just a few here. But it's going to take me a little while to do that. And then I'll be back and I'll take you over there so we can see what's going on with what's left of the onions in that section. We're going to weed out some of that stuff over there. And then we're going to plant these. But I'll have to get some soil and all that stuff. You know. we got things to do. So I'll be right back. Y'all, real quick, since I'm over here, let me grab my shovel. Show y'all what this compost bed look like. It smell like woo woo. That's what it smell like. Woo woo woo. Oh, but I love it. So when I did my last dump, I didn't churn anything, so you get to see what raw compost look like. Oh, it smell, y'all. Look at here. Yeah. Yep. That's what it do. So I have a few things. So in case you haven't heard yet, and if you didn't know, I had a bunny out here that was nibbling in my garden, and I had grown quite fond of the bunny being out here, so I threw some little cabbage leaves out here, little collard green leaves, strawberry tops away from my garden to keep the bunny uninterested in those areas so it can still forage like it would normally do. Well, my bunny is no longer with us, so I'm picking up some of the debris that I had out here. While I still keep checking over here, the little area, the little nest, nothing has come about under here. So if it had babies, they were really little, or she was probably nesting, preparing for. So I still don't know, but that's neither here nor there. Our little bunny's gone. So yeah, I had to come back out here and pick up those things. Granted, now the strawberry tops, I don't think they had seeds on them, so I don't know if I'll have to worry about random strawberries growing out here, but we'll see. Alright, so anyway, let me get some of this produce trash out of here. Oh, y'all. So typically all I do is I come and turn, that's it. And sometimes I'll add some dirt from the other side over here. But it's the same thing I was doing in ground. I just turn everything. Drop and turn. Hopefully things will break down nice in here. This is my first time doing this. If you've been with me a long time, you know that I started my compost in ground. Let me grab some sand. Alright. And this is all that debris. And then just chop it down. There's so much stuff in here. And I'm getting some more sand. And that's it. I don't cover it too much. I do want the stuff to break down pretty well. And I don't mind the smell. I got lemons and all kinds of stuff in here. But it's so hot out here, y'all. Oh my goodness sakes. But I don't mind. And what it does is what I've seen is when I take it out, like the lid, it always drips with moisture. So I think the heat helps break this stuff down real good. And everything just snapped right back on. That's it. So that's the compost. I'm actually going to put the trash out and do a couple of things back here in the backyard real quick before we go on the other side. So let me go ahead and take care of those things. And then I'll be back. Oh, I got some stuff here I need to pick up. Just leave that out here. Whew. All right, y'all. Okay. So what I did over here, if you all know, if you've been with me for a while, you know, these onions here were some of the original onions I planted over here. You can tell they've been here for a while. This one's getting ready to go to seed, which I don't mind. Isn't that beautiful? We want it to go to seed. I've been doing a little bit of maintenance out here. So what I did is that the onions that I had here, I went ahead and harvested those. I've already cut off the roots because I don't want to have to, you know, do double work. So I am going to plant those with the ones that we just got from our kitchen, and we're going to put them in there. The seedlings for the turnips, I'm going to put them in the middle. So what I did, oh, this smells so terrible. Y'all know this Job's Organics, boy. I have some of that with some more garden soil. So I just put that in a bucket, put that on top. I'm going to mix that in. Mind you, this soil was already fertilized. The only thing is that the onion seeds just did not do anything. The birds were over here every morning, so I'm just going to chalk it up to the birds ate them, or they just weren't, you know, they just didn't germinate for whatever reason. So this is what the soil looks like. Okay, I did some little weeding out here as I was pulling up the onions. I had them all aligned here. This area here was covered and saturated in water after Hurricane Milton. We have gutters on the house, but that was a major storm. So my poor little bed did not stand a chance over here. It was literally flooded, and that's what prompted me to get the grow bed that I have, because I want to grow over here. And if I have to just get creative with the growing space, then that's what I'm going to do. But I have to grow over here. So this is going to be a medicinal area, and trust, this won't be the only grow bed over here. I am thinking about getting 2 more. One that I'm going to put medicinal flowers in, and then of course more whatever. But the onions have to be here, okay? So this is what we're getting ready to do. I have the soil. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. I need to water and get this soil together because it is dry. Nothing's been in it, and you know, there's nothing in it. So we need to get that going. So that's what I'm going to do now is prop you guys here. I think that'll be a safe spot for you. I don't want to get my camera wet, so. I truly do not know when the next rain that we'll get, but I'm not waiting for it. So I need to make sure that I have what I need for my garden. So I'm just gonna dump this in here. We're gonna mix it all together. After that, we're gonna get planting. So I want this nice and mixed through. Too bad there's no little worms in here. Had I had it on the other side, I know I would have had some worms in here, but such is life. Whew. And I'm gonna wet this one more time. The soil, by the way, is very hot. Get this nice and mixed in. I'm gonna hit this with some more water, and then I'm gonna drop our little stuff right on in here. Try to break up some of these clumps and lumps in here. All right, y'all. Look at that beautiful soil. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. See if I can tilt you down. So, maybe not. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'll show you guys as I put them in. So, we have our little onions. Our little roots here. Goodness gracious, I haven't been down in this little corner in a minute. Probably since I put the grow bed up. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to dig a little hole and we're going to put them in. You know how we do. So we're just going to dig some holes. And I'm just chopping this up. We're going to do it in a circular motion. Of course, root side in, and we're going to cover. Let me see if I can get my other hand to show you what I'm doing. Get my hand free. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to stick it in there, root side in, and cover it. That's all we're going to do. And we're going to do that around in a circle. These are going to go straight up, so I'm not worried about them being on top of each other, per se. I hope I'm getting you in view. I got my hands crossed here. See that? Just sticking them in. That one, the roots are kind of out, but it'll find its way to the top. All right, and that's what we're going to do all around in a circle. Let me go ahead and finish these. And then our lovely turnips, we're gonna plant them in the middle, the little seedlings. I hope they do well, because the way I had them excuse me, germinating on a paper towel, and they seem to love that paper towel. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get them off of it. So I'm just gonna put the paper towel in with it, because the seedlings have grown through it. I hope they'll do okay. I'm gonna try to pull them off, but I don't want to disturb the root system. So this is new to me, so we're gonna see if it works, y'all. Alright. So far so good with these onions. I really hope they do well over here. This time around, instead of me putting them in the ground, I'll just put them in here, and then maybe we can start the next set of seeds if we go that route and do those in the ground. Because I have seeds to my other scallion from last season, and I'm just going to give it right back to the soil and see how they do. Alright, these are all in. Got a couple more. I really hope they do well, y'all, because this is something we absolutely cook all the time. So I need lots of that in the yard. Trying to make sure we have an abundance of this. And then of course the turnips, that'll be new to the garden. Alright, got a couple more. If I run out of space here, I have a few that, well, one or two I think I started on the other side. So, you know, I don't mind this being all over the yard, because we eat it a lot. Okay. Alright. Now, okay, y'all, so let me fix my okay, so we're done with that. Now you can look, I'm gonna give you a top view from up here so you can look down and see they're all in there, one big circle. So with turnips, they grow typically downward and kind of swell around. So I'm thinking if I put these in the middle, by the time they get their footing, I would have harvested some of these onions and they'll be okay. So that's the plan. So I'm gonna put them right there in the middle. You can see. Move this onion out of the way. Right there in the middle. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. I might go ahead and pull that onion up, but it's going to seed. I'm trying not to bother with it too tough. Okay, so here are the seedlings, y'all. I'm gonna try to get them off of here. I'm gonna get what I can, but if I can't, then I'll just go ahead and drop this with the paper towel. We'll see. As they get bigger, I'll separate them out, but I really don't know if this paper towel is biodegradable, and I don't want that in my box here. Okay. All right, they're planted, y'all. They're in. I'm gonna give it just a little bit more water. Whew. I hadn't planned on being out here like this today. But this is every day. I come out and I still gotta do more pest control on the other side and water some plants. So that's how we do it. I'm gonna give it a miss. I'm gonna go ahead and give these things some water too, since I'm here. And if you haven't been on my medicinal side, especially if you are new, I have tea plants. So I have this plant here. It's called vervain. This is a very nice mint. It's not minty like spearmint or peppermint, but it has its own nice mint flavor. And then I have fever grass, better known as lemongrass. I have that here. This is a wild mint here. It's called Lipia bushy. It is very, very good, and I like to mix this with rosemary. Okay, And then I also have some marigold that I planted over here, and lots of rosemary, y'all. Which I'm gonna start harvesting some of this to root and sprout, so that I can put it on the other side too. Yeah. And this was just a little rogue marigold I planted over here just for pest's sake. What I noticed is that the whitefly last season was loving the mint, and I had never seen that before, so I put the marigold here to kind of help mitigate some of that. And I think it worked because I haven't seen much pest activity over here, so I think it worked. Okay. I also have aloe, but we're not going down there because my hose won't reach right now. It's kind of tied up. But yeah, so this is my medicinal side. As you can see, it needs a haircut. So the plan is that now that it's springtime, I'm gonna harvest this stuff and then dry it so that we always have some inside. All right, let me finish watering this and then turn this hose off. Oh, I gotta reload, y'all. Yeah, but I wanted to show y'all the sunset before I finish out here. It's absolutely lovely. You can take a peek. In the distance, you can see all my ducks out there. That's some of them. There was more of them out here earlier. Yeah, just a beautiful view. For all that heat I just paid for, you see how they came out my head and all kind of stuff. Child, was so hot out here. Sweating. Now it's cool. Ain't it? Bipolar Florida weather. Y'all gotta love it. Let me show you this. I told my aunt I have to do it. Had I thought about it, would mix my stuff. She gave me a treatment to put on my hibiscus. I have to do it this weekend. If I don't do it tomorrow evening when I come out here, it's been a bug in the face. If I don't do it then I'll do it this weekend in the evening time. But look at this. I haven't seen a bloom in so long, but you can see they're fragile. They usually have more. Look at the bugs on them. They usually have more color to them. But you can see the pests. Look at them. Look at the aphids, y'all. They all over my hibiscus. So I have a treatment for it. So I have to do that. And I did see my first ladybug on the hibiscus on the other side. That gives me the nice big pretty red ones. So ladybugs eat these aphids, but I haven't had any in the garden. So that was my first time seeing them, which I'm happy to see that. So that's a good thing. So anyway, I'm gonna close this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will catch you this weekend. I need to get in the kitchen because I got some stuff I've been wanting to cook and put on my dinner plan on my cooking channel. And for those of you that are on my cooking channel that are in my garden, you already know. But for those that don't, I'll put a link in this video. It's T's Veggie Treats. It's also on YouTube, and I post all my cooking videos on there. Yeah, so you can catch me there. But yes, I'm gonna go in, y'all. I've been out here long enough. Child, that heat. Ooh, but we harvested onions today. How about that? We planted some and harvested some, so it's good. So by the time I'm done with that, we'll start seeing the little sprouts come up and all those things. And then we planted turnips. I'll keep y'all posted on that because I've never grown them before. I started the seeds on the inside and I was like, let me try something. You know, I got the seed pack, so let me just try it. I like turnips. So yeah, so that's new to the garden. And then let's see how these onion or scallion roots do on that side versus seeds, because the seeds did not work last time, y'all. I think we had one little leggy looking scrawny little piddly one, and I just, you know, I pulled it out. It wasn't going to do anything. It hadn't. And like I said, the one that actually was growing over here, you know who got it. May she rest in peace. That we ain't gonna talk about it no more. So anyway, y'all, have a good evening. I'll catch y'all in the garden or in the kitchen. So